Hey guys, this is my devotion. I'm Rich. Hope y'all are having a good time in quarantine. Um, I'm gonna be reading from Mark 5, the first 20 verses 1 through 20. Let's dive right in. They came to the other side of the sea and in a region of Gersenes. That's an ancient city of the Middle East, southeast of the Sea of Galilee, and one of the Greek cities of Decapolis, which is like the greater area. As soon as he got out of the boat, a man with an unclean spirit came out of the tombs and met him. He lived in the tombs. No one was able to restrain him anymore, not even with a chain, because he often had been bound with shackles and chains, but had torn the chains apart and smashed the shackles. No one was strong enough to subdue him. All right. Now this is a bit of a setup for what happens later. It says that not even chains could hold him back because he broke them. Here's a little bit of a dive deeper into that. A 7/16 inch chain, which is the average composition, can hold 3,700 pounds, or about 1.85 tons, more than most cars. And that's just the smallest. As desperate to restrain Legion, which is what we'll find his name is, as the people were, they probably would have used much stronger chains, such as a 3/4 inch, which holds up to 10,600 pounds, or 5.3 tons, which is about comparable to a semi-truck. So clearly this possessed man wasn't a little paperweight. He was a force to be reckoned with. Now back to the text. Night and day among the tombs and on the mountains, he was always carrying out and crying out. I apologize. When he saw Jesus from a distance, he ran and knelt before him. Now here's what I find cool. This man, the same man, Legion, who possessed the strength to practically lift a car above his head, ran and knelt at the feet of Jesus and immediately recognized the superior strength, spiritually and physically, and knew he had no chance and no option but to beg. Back to the text. And he cried out with a loud voice, "What do you have to do with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you before God, don't torment me." For he had told them, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." They came out. "What is your name?" he asked him. "My name is Legion," he answered him, "because we are many." And he begged him earnestly not to send them out of the region. A large herd of pigs was there, feeding on the hillside. The demons begged him, "Send us to the pigs so that we may enter them." So he gave them permission, and the unclean spirits came out and entered the pigs. The herd of about 2,000 rushed down the steep bank. This is where it gets interesting. Into the sea and drowned there. The men who tended them ran off and reported it in the town and the countryside, and the people went to see what happened. They came to Jesus and saw the man who had been demon-possessed sitting there, dressed and in his right mind. And they were afraid. Then they began to beg him to leave the region. Here's what I find kind of weird. They saw what God had done, Jesus had done, and instead of rejoicing, told him to leave, or rather begged him. They were comfortable with the man being tormented and cutting himself. They were comfortable. When we sit inside these four walls, be it the church or your house, like quarantine, and keep our faith inside these four walls, we are no different than these people. There are people out there facing their own legions, crying out night and day for a change, and yet we sit here and watch. Verses 18 and 20 through 20. As he was getting into the boat, Jesus. The man who had been demon-possessed begged him earnestly that he might remain with him. Jesus did not let him, but told him, "Go home to your own people and report to them how much the Lord has done for you and how he has had mercy on you." So he went out and began to proclaim in the Decapolis, which is the greater region that he was in, how much Jesus had done for him, and they were all amazed. Here's what I find cool about 18 through 20. The one who was tormented and broken, with cuts on his arms, immediately went after Jesus. Immediately. And when Jesus told him what to do, he did it. And not just in Gersenes. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But to all of Decapolis. And they were all amazed. So that's my question. That's my sort of challenge for you guys for the rest of this week and leading up to Easter. What's it going to be? Who are you going to choose to be? Will you sit dormant in your house, or when we go back eventually into church? Or will you actually be like the man? Be like the man who was demon-possessed by a legion and immediately go after God? Immediately. So that's all I got for you guys for right now. And hope y'all are having some sort of fun. Hope y'all are digging into your word. And have a blessed week, y'all. Okay, so it turned out it's called Gersenes. So I apologize for mispronouncing it the whole entire video. But hope y'all were blessed.